Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to West Nale virus. That's right. You heard that right. It's not West Nile, West Nale virus. Host, I'm Caleb Nale.
And
Along
I,
with me,
Josiah West.
there you go. And we are a big virus wherever we travel to. Uh, no, but we are a new podcast.
Yes,
We are a sports show.
we are a sports show.
And you do a
Just in
sports show.
general.
Anybody can do a sports show, Josiah. What makes us different?
Um, you know, we're fun to listen to. And
I'm sure that's what they're thinking right now.
right, yeah. So obviously, first 10 seconds, you got a great first impression. We have coffee.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
cousins. So that's something
Yes.
you didn't know about us. We're
Yes.
cousins. And we share a lot of similar views about sports, but
At the
there are
same
going to be
time,
some key differences, I think, where we can where topics of debate can arise.
yeah, this show is going to be every day. I think that's what separates us from other sports shows.
Yes, that is
from
one thing.
your grassroots sports show is that it is every day, and we're just going to get right into sports because we love sports.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, we haven't in any social media yet, so you can't follow us on anything, but keep a lookout for that.
Yep,
We
got that
are going to be
soon.
on YouTube. So if you want to
Yes.
hop over to YouTube, you can see our faces. But we're going to get
You
right
want to hop over
into,
to Spotify and not see our faces,
oh,
then
there you
you
go.
can do that too.
And then you can leave a 5-star review on on iTunes. I know you want to. But no, if you leave a review, we will read it on the next show. And
yeah, if you leave any comments or on YouTube or anything like that, we absolutely will look at it and listen to feedback.
yes,
We are excited about this show and we can't wait to have an audience.
we are
We
not
cannot
softies.
wait.
So if you want to criticize us, we could take criticism.
Exactly.
All right, today is Monday, July 26th. We are recording this on a Monday. So I'm going to tell you exactly what we do on West Nile virus. On Mondays, we are going to give you a weekend recap. So what happened over the weekend? We're going to we'll give some of our opinions, you could say. And then we're going to get into predictions. So a prediction revisit, excuse me. So on Sundays, yes, we're going to give out the schedule for the week and then what we're looking forward to in that week, and then our predictions. And then on Monday, we're going to go over the week before's predictions and see how terribly wrong we were or how right we were.
Exactly. And we're not going to be, predicting every single game that happens in a week, because especially with things like baseball, it's just too much sometimes. And
sometimes every
time maybe we'll get there at some point, if we get the chance to make this a job. But for right now, yeah, we're just gonna be doing the big ones, stuff we're really interested in, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the Sunday show. Then Monday is predictions from the last week and our opinions on the things that are the weekend recap. So kind of recap what happened this weekend and
what's happening Tuesday.
And what's happening Tuesday.
No, what is happening Tuesday?
What is happening Tuesday? Sorry. What's happening Tuesday is we doing a get to know segment. So I believe what we settled on was a get to know Josiah on Tuesday and a get to know Caleb on Thursday.
Yes.
And
it's not what you're thinking. Sorry, Josiah, go ahead. We're talking over each other. We got to get used to this podcasting thing.
Yeah, this first show is gonna be a little bit of a mess. Doesn't matter. No one's gonna watch it. It's fine.
No, they are.
I mean, everyone's gonna watch it. That's fine. They're gonna love it. But yeah, no. Tomorrow we're doing get to know, and it'll be about some topic that I know a little better than Caleb. And
it's a get to know for me.
Yes, yeah, get to know for him,
And
and
then you just get to
eventually,
listen to it.
if you have a lot of questions, we can instead answer your questions on these get to know segments. But
Correct.
for now, we're doing each other, and then Thursday we'll do the same thing, but it'll be about a topic that he knows better than me.
Mhm.
Wednesday is our kind of fun show for the week. It's not
They're all
really got a
fun.
lot to do with the sport. Well, they're all fun, but it's this one's we're just getting little more outside the sports world. And we're doing a tiering list every Wednesday. So we're doing a tier maker list. This Wednesday, I believe we're doing top NFL quarterbacks
Yes.
for this year. Yep.
Mhm.
NFL quarterbacks
Looking
for this
forward to
year.
Wednesday.
Yes, looking forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun for us. And then Friday is what's Friday, Caleb?
Friday is the week recap. So
Week recap.
so on Monday we're doing a Friday, Saturday, Sunday recap, and then Friday we do a Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday recap.
Yes. And
And
then
then on
Saturday is
Saturday, we are doing it's another fun segment for us. We're calling it hypotheticals, or we want to play GM. So we want to do some research. For example, this is what we threw around. If Tom Brady never played against Eli Manning, what hypothetically, what would that look like? I'm sure you could guess.
right.
Or we can play GM. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm a Raiders fan. Pray for me. And what would I do if I was a GM of the Raiders in the offseason? Something along those lines.
Right. And yeah, exactly. And so that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah,
Mhm.
that's our weekly schedule. And um we'll have an introduction video probably where we'll kind of outline that in a more
Yeah.
succinct manner. But
Well, let's get right into the Olympics.
let's get right into the Olympics. It's a great time for sports shows right
On-
now because the Olympics have just started.
it's constant sports. I would say if you're in America, it's almost like 24 hours a day. You could technically just watch TV sports all day. You have
YouTube
the Olympic,
TV.
you have the Olympics, you got baseball, you got the Gold Cups going on.
Serbia's playing Canada in women's basketball right now.
There's something always going on.
Always going on.
Now about the Olympics though, that I wanted to say is that there's a huge time difference, so we're way behind. Correct. So
Yeah.
most of the things that happen when we're sleeping, and then we're just
Right.
trying to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
So in our weekend review, we're going to go over things that happened on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the Monday stuff has happened already, some of that stuff, but we're not going to go over those until Friday. That makes sense.
Correct.
And so Friday is going to be insane. There's going to be so many things
Yes.
to
Friday will
talk
be
about.
a lot of things.
Yes.
A lot of things to talk about.
First off, Josiah, did you watch the opening ceremonies?
I did not get to watch the opening ceremonies. I did not have a chance to. I watched the March of the Nations, which is the part that I really wanted to watch anyway, or about half of the March of the Nations.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't actually get to see America walk. I was hoping to, but that's fine. Interesting thing, our women's soccer team, they had a practice. Someone had scheduled practice for them in the middle of the March of the Nations, so they were not there. They were
How nice.
practicing. But yeah, no.
Leave it up to women's soccer.
But yeah, it's fun to watch. I love watching all the different countries walk, seeing how many athletes they have. It's so interesting. Like Australia had like 480 athletes, but then like most countries have like 5. So it's just very interesting to see that insane contrast. But yeah, that's all I really got to watch at the opening ceremonies.
I never watch opening ceremonies. As a sports fan, there's no sports. They're just walking around. It's a fashion show, and I'm not into fashion. if you can tell, go on YouTube. I'm not into fashion. I'm wearing an American
They
Honor
do. They
shirt.
do have a dance show at the beginning, so I think
Not into that either.
there you go.
So I could care less about the opening ceremonies. And what's the point of doing the opening ceremonies 2 days after games have already started?
Who knows?
Because I
they
think
like to do it.
there's some softball and soccer games before the opening ceremonies. So I don't think that's
knows?
right. I think they need to open it with the opening ceremonies.
Open it with the opening ceremony.
Yeah, and then the next day they can, start play.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense. But first up, we have our 3-on-3 women's basketball update. And this is just going to be the United States stuff because
let's
be honest, we don't care about anybody else.
Exactly.
It's all
We're
USA
Americans
every day.
And in the Olympics, this is just going to be about America.
Our 3-on-3. Have you watched our 3-on-3 basketball team, women's basketball?
I have
team?
not got a chance to yet.
Okay,
I want to. For sure.
I didn't. First off, let me just go. Let's talk about 3-on-3 on general in basketball. I think 3-on-3 is very fun. I love playing 3-on-3 basketball. However, it's a little more. It's less of a team game, I would say. If you have a stud on your team, it's going to be tough to stop him.
Right.
3-on-3.
Yeah.
5-on-5, it's a little harder, in my opinion.
Right. You can kind of take
Right.
up more room with all those people on the field or on the court. On field.
Our 3-on-3 women's basketball team has this gal that's like 6'5", 6'7", probably, and she's huge and she just dominates. Granted, I think she hooks every time she posts up, and they don't call it. But they are over the weekend. They went 4. They beat France 17-10. So they played a 21 ones and twos. So if you score a layup, it's 1 point instead of 2 points. If you shoot a 3-pointer, it's a 2-pointer. And they played a 21, or there's a time limit. So they beat France 17-10. Then they went and played Mongolia. And I'm sure our 7-foot girl, not quite 7-foot girl, just destroyed them. They beat Mongolia 21-9. Then they beat Romania 22-11. And then they beat Russia, who's playing under ROC. Is that, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes,
Josiah?
that is. I believe it's the Russian Olympic Confederation. I'm not sure, but I think that's correct.
They beat them 20-16. A little bit closer, but they beat them. So, and then they actually played today 2 games. But we'll go over that on Friday. But they are dominating. I think that I think that they'll take the gold.
They're doing real well.
Anything you want to add to 3-on-3 basketball?
No, basketball is not my realm of expertise, but
Okay.
that I'm glad they won, and it's awesome to cheer America on in the Olympics, and I'm glad to see us dominating and stuff because we used to dominate in a lot more than we do now, and
Yeah.
I hope we get back to the place we were at. But that being said, we did pick up some new golds for the first time this year.
Yes. Yeah, we'll talk about those in just a sec.
But yes, we will.
And
for now,
tell the people what they can look forward to on this show. We didn't let them know. We're going to go over everything that happened in the Olympics, some golds that were won, what's going on with the men's basketball team. We're going to have a little rant right there. And then we're going to get into some college football. Some things are going on in the college football world you probably know of that we're going to touch on. And then we're going to get into the Gold Cup if you are into soccer.
CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Or as the rest of the world says, football.
Is football. Yeah.
All right. What's next on the agenda?
Archery mixed team. USA lost, so we were ranked second in the world in archery mixed team. It's men and women, and we lost to Indonesia in the first round 5-4.
Yeah, so I looked up how this works, and they take the mixed team is 1 male and 1 female. Or I don't know how it works these days, the male and female thing. But they say they take the best, they take the best score from the males and the best score from the female, put them together. That's your mixed team. The U.S., when everybody shot, we had the second highest scoring male and female tandem. So number 2, we got ranked number 2. So we played the 15 seed Indonesia and we lost. So that was a huge upset.
Hurts. And sad thing is, also in archery, the women's archery team lost to Russia 6-0 in quarterfinals. I don't really know how the scoring works in that, but
I don't either.
But we
didn't
lost to
score
Russia,
a point.
well, to the Russian Olympic Confederation or whatever in the quarterfinals.
And that quarterfinals, the tournament starts off in the quarterfinals. So,
oh gosh, first round again.
Yeah.
Well, sadly, we obviously didn't dominate in archery, but you know, we did dominate in
please tell me some good news, Josiah.
softball.
Oh, yes.
We destroyed people in softball. We beat Italy 2-0. Then we beat Canada 1-0. Then we beat Mexico 2-0. And then we squeaked out a win against Australia 2-1.
Our women's softball, I guess if I say softball, that just means women. And our softball team is so good. They've always been good. If you create a sport, I feel like your country you have to be good at it. Yeah. Not
Right.
should, you have to.
Yeah.
So I think, what did the United States create? Baseball, softball, and basketball?
Who knows?
I think I believe those are some of the sports that we created, and we do dominate in them for the most part.
Yeah, usually.
We have been. All right, beach volleyball. And I would say keep a lookout, on our softball team. They're playing, they may be playing right now as we speak or have played more games, but they're good. It's a fun watch. You need to watch them. All right, beach volleyball, another fun watch. We have 2 men's teams in this Olympics that have qualified that I know of. Lucena and Dalhouser is one. They ended up losing to the Netherlands 0-2. And the sets were 17-21, 18-21. Then we have our other team, Gibb and Bourne. And I believe Gibb is like ancient. I think like 80 years old or something like that. They beat Italy 2-0, 21-18, 21-19. So close games. Happy to see them win. And our one women's team, it's not the OGs. Who are the OGs? Misty May Trainer and Carrie Walsh. They are not in. I don't know if they even play anymore.
Right.
To be honest,
yeah, they might be retired.
Yeah. I believe one is playing still. But anyways, they're not in. We have April and Alex. They beat China 2-0, which makes me very happy. Always love beating China. 21-17, 21-19. Sure. What was that?
It's always great to beat another big superpower like that.
Yes.
Love it. Now, on to the one of the new golds we won. We have never won gold in this sport before, and that is women's fencing.
Oh, yes.
A woman named Lee Kiefer won gold in women's foil individual versus the Russian competitor.
Yeah.
And it's
congratulations, Lee.
Yes. I'm super happy to see you bring home that gold, and I am glad to be expanding into new territories. You know, if we're gonna drop some golds like we're doing, then need to make it up somewhere. I mean, we gotta stay dominant, you know.
I'm glad to see that in like sword fighting, we have the top women's sword fighter in the world. So
yes,
I'm happy with that.
I'm certainly happy to see that. If we somehow lose all of our guns, then we know we can call on her.
Yeah, we'll call Lee. She can start teaching us how to sword fight.
She's 5'4", 99 pounds. She'll defend our country.
Oh gosh. Well, that could be a problem. When a big 6'5" guy comes up with a long sword, that could be tough. All right.
Yeah. Well, she'll beat fencers.
There we go.
I'll take it.
Something that we'll touch on real quick is the cycling road race. In the men's, we had a guy finish in 6th, and women's we finished in 7th. We didn't get on the podium, but I don't know how the road races work. I don't know if there's multiple or if there's just one road race for cycling. Not exactly sure how it works, but we didn't get on the podium there in the cycling.
Get them next time. But
you watch this one, Josiah. I'm sure you'll have plenty to say about this.
yes, well, in the next one, we finished 6th and 7th in road racing. Sadly, we finished 8th in this out of 8.
Oh,
the medal round of women's 3-meter springboard synchronized diving. So we made it to the medal round, and I don't know how many rounds there were, but we made it there. And the way this works is they do 5 dives and they go up in difficulty every time.
okay.
And our women's team at the end of the second round was tied exactly with China for first place.
That's good.
It was great. Things were looking up. I was excited. I was like, okay, come on, America, let's do this. And then one of the younger girl on our team, I don't know, probably the nerves got to her, just competing on the Olympic stage, I assume. But I mean, yeah, she had a couple of bad dives, and the other girl did really well, but the one girl, and it's supposed to be synchronized. So when one of them does poorly, it affects it even more. So
gosh, that's tough. I couldn't do anything synchronized.
Oh, I
Forget
know.
it.
Same. It's horrible. I mean,
we can't even talk
No.
on the right turns, say the right things in this.
right. No,
So
there's
forget
no way
about
we
it.
could ever do synchronized diving.
No.
No way. But we got 8 out of 8. Into the second round, we were first. Into the 5th round, we were last. And China won first. I want to say Canada got second, and I believe Germany got third. Yeah,
okay,
that's what happened. But yeah, we weren't able to take it home in that one. But I certainly hope we can do it next time.
they'll get there.
I believe in you.
Let's talk about a team that has been very controversial on the homeland.
Yes, they have.
Our women's soccer team.
Our women's soccer team. They have I don't think there's any two ways around it. They have certainly rubbed some people the wrong way, and they have other people, staunchly in support of them. So
it's weird to talk about the women's soccer team. You talk to some people, they have no idea what's going on. There's 3 types of people. They have no idea what's going on. They're very much against them, very much for them. Let me say this. They started off with a loss to Sweden. We're talking just on the soccer field. I don't care what happens off. Women's soccer, United States women's soccer, we don't lose. We never lose. I'm not used to losing.
We're really good in women's soccer.
So they lost to Sweden. And it's the one time that I actually heard that people were actually cheering against the women's soccer team.
Wow.
And I'm just throwing myself under the bus. I was one of them. I mean, I don't stand for it. I'm not obviously politically on the same side as them, but I am along the lines of, if you're in sports, kind of shut up and play your sport. However, but I do want them to win.
Right. Because I want that gold, baby. I
Dude,
want that gold for America.
Yeah, I'm envious of teams and people that get gold medals and from other nations, and I want our nation to get them.
Exactly.
So then they came back and just destroyed New Zealand 6-1.
Yes. And I have great hopes for our women's soccer team. Obviously, as you said, they're extremely dominant. Whether or not we like them or you like them or whatever, it doesn't really matter. At this point, they're just really dominant. So if we can get that easy gold, we'll take it. We'll worry about their
politics later.
Their political stuff later.
Yeah. It took me a second because I was so frustrated with them that these things were coming up. Of course, and then there's this loss, and you're like deep inside you, or I should say deep inside, I want them to always win. But then on the outer, I was like, I mean, like, oh well, I'm
Frustrating you.
Yeah, there's this tug of war going on.
I'm with you.
I think I'm over it now. It usually, whenever things happen in my life, it usually takes me a week, probably 3 days to 7 days to get over him. I got to think about it. I got to pray about it
to kind of settle into
Yes.
into what your actual view on it is. It takes a little bit.
Yes.
You have an initial reaction, and then you decide.
Yeah, and I guess to put everything to bed about like money and all the political things with the women, if they want them, they got to prove it to everybody and win. And then they have been, but the loss didn't look good. So now just go smoke everybody and shut all the haters up.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Congratulations on the win and keep winning. Now, next, shooting 10-meter air rifle women's finished 6th. Sadly, didn't medal. Men's 10-meter air rifle, we did medal.
It's a big medal.
Gold.
Yeah,
William Shaner. Congratulations to you, and thank you for bringing home gold to America.
To where?
To wherever we live.
United States of America. Another one. So we have the women's sword fighter fencing and men's 10-meter air rifle. So I'm feeling pretty good about defending ourselves.
Few golds. We're doing good.
Yeah. If we have to defend ourselves from any armies, beware. We have the world's best.
Yes, in both shooting and fencing. So it's not gonna the guns aren't gonna work, obviously. And if you move the swords, I mean,
we're still gonna win.
Still gonna shoot you with guns. Skateboarding. In skateboarding, which I feel like usually we would be really dominant in skateboarding.
This was the first street event. So this was skateboarding like street style.
Yeah. Street skateboarding.
I think it's the first time ever that they had this in the Olympics.
Oh, that's very interesting. I did not know that. But yeah, we got bronze. So we didn't get the gold, but we did medal. So that's good. We
Jagger
got
Eaton. Congratulations.
Jagger Eaton, which is the most skateboarder name I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Good old Jagger Eaton. And he took home bronze.
I believe our favorite. I'm not familiar with the skateboarding world at all. I know some people that are, so they can correct me when they listen to this. But I believe we had a guy that was the favorite to win. And
really?
Yeah, but he fell a couple times, and that's
yeah. Sometimes you just have a bad day, especially on a big stage like that. I can imagine the nerves get to you.
I wanted to watch. Skateboarding is very entertaining, in my opinion, and I wanted to watch this, but I didn't have the chance.
Stinks. But you go ahead and read off these four medals we got here.
Gladly. There's more than 4 in here.
That's
my
true.
favorite event or sport, you could say, in the Olympics is swimming.
Everyone loves to watch swimming. In the
Olympics. My gosh, it's so. I swam in high school, and some people hated the actual swimming part of it. I loved it. I will always love swimming. Watching it's even better. Men's 400-meter IM. So, Josiah, do you know what the IM is?
Why don't you educate me?
Okay, I'm going to educate you. We'll have to do this in a get to know. So this is how like a Tuesday or Thursday episode will be like. So Josiah would ask Caleb, I have no idea what IM stands for in swimming, and then our conversation starts with that, and we talk a little bit about swimming. IM means, they call that the individual medley. That's what it stands for. IM, individual medley. And that means that you are doing every stroke. So that means you're doing butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. You do
So
all
kinda
four.
the Swiss Army knife.
Yes. You do all four. And we ended up placing 2 medals. Gold, Chase. Good luck. I'm sorry about all these names. I'm going to butcher half these names. Chase Kalish. He got the gold.
Kalish, maybe.
He got
Yeah.
the gold. And
Happy
with
for
this, we also took the silver with Jay Litherland. What a last name there.
That is quite the last name.
I love
and
names. Names are so cool.
they
Then
are.
we had the men's 400 meter freestyle. So only freestyle. We took the bronze, Kieran Smith. And congratulations to the 3 of you guys for dominating in men's swimming. I think there's more to come. A lot more.
Yes, I'm absolutely ecstatic to see. We got 2 heats there, 3 medals, a gold, a silver, and a bronze. I mean, that's amazing.
On to the
But-
women's. We have the 400 meter IM. So not only did we get gold and silver in men's IM, in the women's IM, we took silver and bronze. Emma Wiant and Haley Flickinger with the bronze. Congratulations, ladies. And then there was a freestyle race, a relay race, the 4x1 freestyle relay, and our women's team took the bronze.
So congratulations on that. Would have loved to see gold, obviously, but we'll take a medal. And congratulations on, being some of the best in the world.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I believe
Should say it's not
this
too
is-
to even make the Olympics is a pretty good thing.
Oh yeah.
say.
Oh yeah. If you can make the Olympics, you're amazing at whatever you're doing. So that's great. But yeah, in another sport that we haven't won gold in before is women's taekwondo. And we took it home this year, women's 57 kilogram gold. And Anastasia Zolatic.
Yes.
Or Zolatich. I'm not sure how she pronounces that. We're trying. Gold in women's taekwondo. Love to see it. And you know what this means?
Oh,
If the guns don't work, if the swords don't work, and they come at us with their hands, we're still gonna win.
yes. Let's go.
Let's go.
This is something that I feel the United States should always win. Sword fighting, gun fighting. Well, sword fighting, not necessarily. We were very late to the party.
Yeah, we kind of skipped the whole sword fighting stage of
Yeah.
the world. Like
Yeah.
America, sword fighting ended here. America started here.
But
were pretty far behind
We're
on
catching
that
up.
one.
We're catching up.
Yeah.
The only place we haven't caught up yet is soccer, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh,
Men's soccer, excuse me.
yeah.
That's another show for another day. On
Yes.
to volleyball, indoor volleyball. So the women's team played Argentina and they swept them 3-0. Then the men's team took on France and they swept them as well 3-0. And so they play, it's like games within a game, right? So 3 games and they won all 3 games. They win 3-0. I love watching indoor volleyball. It amazes me how high our guys can jump. And just
That's pretty crazy.
and the power that they come down with that ball. Boom.
And then they block it still. Like they still manage to just pop it back up. And it's like
Without breaking their fingers. Yeah.
I literally would not have even tried for that, which is why I'm not on the team.
Plus you're 5 foot nothing. So
Also, yeah, I'm I'm 5'6". So
oh, okay.
if I tried to play volleyball, it wouldn't go well.
Your fingertips might touch the top of the net.
I look like a little kid out there.
You can play libero.
Exactly. But yeah, volleyball, we did really well. I got to watch that men's team play against France, and they did really well. That was really, really great to see. So, but then in a sport that you know a little bit about, and I actually played for 1 week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. I played this sport for 1 week. Water polo. So for those of you who don't know, which would be pretty much anyone who isn't our family, Caleb used to play water polo in what, high school, middle school, that area, and he played for a good while, and they were pretty good at it. I'm pretty sure your team was pretty darn good. I remember watching y'all a few times. And yeah, our USA team also is pretty darn good. We played Japan in both men and women's water polo and beat them both times. USA 25-4 with women's, and then in the men's we beat Japan 15-13, which was a lot darn closer than the women's team. Obviously, the women's team, again,
complete and utter domination.
Men, a little bit more equal there, 15-13, pretty darn close. So, I didn't see the game, and I wouldn't have known what to look for if I did see the game. But
if the ball goes in the net, it counts as a point.
Well, I got that much.
Okay.
But that's it. So, but yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like we got some good teams, and I'm excited to I'll have to try and tune into the next water polo match. Of course, it gets brutal out there.
Oh, it's the hardest sport I've ever played. I think I've played almost every sport that we've talked about. I've tried everything.
Not fencing.
I was gonna say except for fencing. If swinging a plastic lightsaber at your brother counts, then yes, I've done it.
We have definitely fought with lightsabers before. So
yes,
I mean, there is that. Maybe we could join the fencing team.
There we go.
Couldn't. Please don't.
I mean, I haven't done everything competitively. Like if we talk about like cycling, I haven't done that.
Right.
I haven't done bike riding to that extent.
Right.
Or skateboarding. I've skateboarded, but I've never tried to do it competitively and jump down a flight of stairs or onto a rail. Never done that. So that seems pretty hard.
Screw it. Let's go. Let's read them off. Okay, I'm gonna read them off to you. You tell me if you've done them.
Okay.
Have you played women's basketball?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, you've played basketball plenty.
Yes.
That's Caleb's sport.
Yes.
Have you done archery?
Yes, I've shot. Yes.
Okay, I have too. Actually, I've competed in archery and basketball. Softball.
Yes.
All right. Volleyball, beach volleyball specifically.
Yes.
Indoor volleyball.
Yes.
Okay, daggum, we're going. This is good. Fencing.
Lightsaber.
Okay. Cycling. Road race.
Not a road race, but bike riding. Yes.
You have ridden a bike.
Yes.
That's good. Synchronized diving.
Okay, that I have not done.
Yeah, no, me neither. I've jumped off a springboard before when I was on the swim team, and I decided I didn't want to anymore. It was too high.
I can tell you one thing though, I can do multiple flips off a diving board. Now, if I could go into a dive, not sure. If I go into a belly flop, 100%.
100%.
Yes.
I've probably seen that happen. Soccer.
Yes.
Very nice. That's a big one. Shooting.
Yes. I'm a big
Beautiful. Shooter. Skateboarding.
I've done skateboarding. I've
not
practiced,
competitively.
No, but I've practiced. I've gotten an ollie. I've done an ollie before.
Very nice. Very nice. It's farther than I've ever got. Swimming. Obviously, you've done.
Yes.
Taekwondo.
Yes, I took Taekwondo classes, actually.
Beautiful. Already covered indoor volleyball. Water polo.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. That is all of them. So Caleb has competed in about 85 to 90% of the sports there. So that's pretty good.
So we could call me a master of none.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously I'm doing a podcast and not in the Olympics playing any of them.
Yeah, well, there's a reason we're talking about the Olympics instead of playing in them. We have certainly not mastered anything.
Right. Not even podcasting.
No. Oh boy. Yeah. Good thing there's no Olympics for podcasting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we and I've competed in some of them, but yeah, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is we do have a fair baseline for sports that we've watched
That's true.
and played, and so yeah, you can take it from us a little bit, but
Well,
the
before we
last
get
sport,
before we get to the last sport, there is some news that I want to say when it comes to golfing, and I've golfed before. Golfing is very hard, by the way.
Yeah.
I can't believe how popular it is too.
I've done it once.
It is amazing how fun a sport is when you take a ball this big and you try to hit it a few hundred yards down into a hole this big, and it is insanely fun.
Right. Yeah. I've only done it once, and that was with you, actually. So.
Oh, that's right. John Ram of Spain, who is currently the #1 ranked golfer in the world, tested positive for coronavirus and will not be golfing. And then my high school classmate, Bryson DeChambeau, also, so there you go. You just know, now everyone knows what high school I went to. Bryson DeChambeau, he tested positive for COVID-19, and he is not competing as well. And we kind of talked, we don't want to talk politics in this show too much. But this is stupid. It's golf.
Well, yeah, so that is the thing, right? Like, as long as they can caddy for themselves, they don't even have to be within like 100 yards of anyone.
No,
well, like, you could just have a freaking drone follow them around with a camera, and they could still compete in golf with COVID. I mean, maybe they didn't think about that, but it feels like maybe they should have. And maybe they thought it would have been viewed as irresponsible, so they didn't want to. I don't know, but I mean,
there's no fans.
Like,
there's no fans in the first place. It's golf. It's outside.
It's golf. It's outside.
If you're going close to anyone, it's your caddy, and then you just go, you quarantine with those, make them quarantine.
Right. Or just, take a golf cart, stick all his clubs on a golf cart, and then he takes that golf cart, and then nobody touches that golf cart for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And give him a dash cam so that, we could see.
Yeah. So then he doesn't need a caddy. He's got a golf cart.
You think there'd be technology that we could figure this stuff out?
I really feel like no matter what the sickness is with golf, you can pretty easily say, we're going to do it this way, and no one even has a possibility of catching this sickness.
Right.
Like, there's no way anyone could get this from him.
Yeah.
It's golf. But I mean, maybe, maybe not. I don't know how the Olympics works exactly, but yeah.
I think it frustrates me more because DeChambeau is a local guy, and I would have loved
you wanted to see him play.
I want to cheer him on and play for the home nation and hometown. And then John Ram, he's the #1 golfer in the world right now. And as a competitor, I think you want to play against the best.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to. I won the Olympics, but the #1 guy in the world didn't show up.
Right. Exactly. It sucks to have to say stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, I did really good. I won, except.
Yeah. John Ram, the #1 golfer in the world and US Open champ, didn't win. He didn't even show up. So.
Yeah. So that sucks. But
so
the last
one rant leading into another.
Right. The last sport we haven't talked about in the Olympics is US men's basketball. Baby. What is going on with that?
Guys, figure it out.
We are supposed to be the #1 team. We have not lost a game in the Olympics since 2004.
Until
yesterday, where we lost to France. What was the score?
83-76, I believe.
It was pretty close. Yeah, 83-76. And yeah, we lost to France. And listen, here's the thing. Obviously, all these other countries, it's not like they have bad players. Right. I mean, they've got NBA players, and the players that aren't NBA players, they've got EuroLeague players or whatever. They have solid players. Most of these other countries, the ones that qualify, they've got good players.
Right.
Still, the USA, we created basketball, right? I think we we have dominated in basketball for forever.
Yes.
We should not be losing. I mean, obviously, sometimes you lose, but it's just not a good look.
Wait.
I mean, to France,
Sometimes you lose. But if you have Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Draymond Green, I'm all these amazing players.
Devin Booker. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. You should not lose.
no, you shouldn't.
I think that's why everyone is frustrated. We are not the only ones that are frustrated. Everyone else is frustrated.
Everyone else is frustrated. I read a whole article on how Greg Popovich needs to be removed as the Olympic coach. They were saying he's been Olympic coach for forever, and we've done nothing. Our national team since he has. We finished 6th at some national or international competition. It was like,
yeah. So let me. I'll give you my opinion on Greg Popovich. So Coach K. It starts with Coach K, who, if you don't know anything about basketball, Coach K was the head coach at Duke University, and he coached the USA basketball team. Under Coach K, we were amazing, as you probably know. Coach K said, I got to take a break. I'm done. I'm going to retire from this. I've won too many golds. I'll let somebody else do this. Greg Popovich comes in, who is the San Antonio Spurs coach.
And a legend in the NBA. I mean,
yes.
He really is.
Yes. And for some reason, as a legend coach, his team can't come together. They can't figure out how to play defense. They can't figure out how to run an offense. And do I blame this all on Coach Popovich? No. Do I blame?
Obviously not.
But here's what I do blame on Coach Popovich is our chemistry. And the reason being is a college, and this is why I think a college coach should be the coach of the USA team. A college coach has new players every year that he has to figure out what makes them tick and bring them together to play in a season. And then the end of that year, a lot of those players leave.
You know what?
You get 1 year.
That's a really good point. I think that is a very good point. I think we should be looking into college coaches as the Olympic as the international coach.
Well, we have Jay Wright
because
sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it makes way more sense. NBA players or NBA coaches have these guys year in and year out, and they just obviously, they make, once again, they have to figure out how to make them tick, but they got tons of time to do it, and they watch them play games together, and they watch them practice together, and they do that for years and years and years with the same guys. And but college coaches,
yeah, so we do have a college coach on the staff, Jay Wright, who is the Villanova head coach.
Okay.
I would love to see him just coach the U.S. team. I would much rather have him coach Villanova. He's built a great program at Villanova. He should coach it. Pop, you can go retire and travel the world with your family.
Yeah.
So not only do I think, here's the Caleb opinion coming out, and I think this would be great, and I think a lot of basketball fans would love to see this. Instead, after watching them play France and these exhibition games beforehand, I'm just sick of watching these pros play soft basketball, no defense, because the rules are different in the Olympics. So anyways, I would love to see a college basketball team come in, college basketball players come in and play. Let's just take the NBA, the guys going into the NBA draft, the US players, like the best of the best college basketball players, make an all-star team, boom, go to the Olympics and play. And then they play against the world's NBA teams, right? And I think we could compete.
I don't think we would be near as winning as we have been.
No.
But I think we could compete. I think we could sometimes win a medal. Maybe not gold very often, but I think we could compete. I'll tell you, very interesting to see.
I'll tell you what would not happen. We would not play defense like a high school team, and we would not play lazy defense, which I think is a problem. And we would not play selfish basketball, offensive basketball, which has become a huge problem in the NBA, and I think pushes people away from watching the NBA. So, and that's what makes me a little frustrated with this US team is I think the NBA has made our players soft. The United States basketball culture has made our players soft. where
yeah, I mean, they've made all these rules, like the rule that essentially removed zone defense completely. I don't know when they put that into action. I mean, it was a while ago, but like still, I mean, come on,
part of
zone
basketball.
defense is part of basketball. Let
Uh-huh.
them play defense. I guess they think it's boring to watch like a
Mhm.
defensive duel off, but I would love to watch like guys getting packed and taking charges and
Yeah, heck yeah.
etc. Like, I mean, why would we not want to watch that? No, I'd much rather see a good game of basketball than just, you know,
A shootout.
2 out of the 10 guys running back and forth and shooting from the 3-point line, and then the other guy running back and doing it again.
Yeah.
And you just do that over and over again.
Or
I mean,
windmill dunk,
yeah, every once in a while you'll get a dunk
which
or a
is
drive
not
in, but-
impressive, by the way. Most basketball players can dunk.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I can't dunk, but I'm 5'6". These guys are like 7 feet tall. They should be able to dunk. If I was 7 feet tall, I could dunk. With the vertical I have now, I could dunk.
I'm 6'1", and in my prime, I could dunk.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm a slow white guy.
Right.
So,
Exactly. So all these guys, easy dunk. Not
Mhm.
all that impressive. Cool to see, but it's not like, you watch it and you go, oh gosh, he's the best NBA player ever. He can dunk.
mhm. So when you make this go viral, Josiah, and you put this up on YouTube, here's what I want people to take from this. Let's take the national championship team and we'll take their coach for March Madness, right? If you win March Madness, that coach gets to coach the U.S. basketball team, and he can pick whatever college players he wants. Like back in the day when it used to be amateur league, right? The U.S. took all their amateurs, and we competed. It was always that we had to beat the Soviets. That I could handle us losing to that, and then whenever we win, like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're winning.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we would have a good chance to win too in basketball with our guys.
Yeah, it would have been awesome watching Zion, coming
Okay,
out of
that
college.
blew. Where is Zion, John Morant? Where are these guys on our
Where's
team?
Trae Young? Where's
yeah. I hope they got an invite, and if they declined, okay. But I don't know if they got an. I don't think Trae Young got an invite.
No, from what I heard, Trae Young wanted to be on the team and he didn't get an invite, while the U.S. team did add Kevin Love to their roster, who's old, hasn't played well recently, and he quit halfway through training camp.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can do that. Sometimes you have to, but he shouldn't have gotten an invite in the first place.
Right.
So, like, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The team from the very base standpoint, like the team building didn't make sense. The gameplay didn't make sense. The minutes played didn't make sense. KD played half the game and Devin Booker played less than half the game. I mean, those are probably the two best players on the roster.
Chris Middleton, who just came off of winning an NBA championship. Okay, maybe he needed rest. If you love basketball, you could play.
Right. Oh yeah. No,
And
they play every week. He could play.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a Popovich thing or if that's a Middleton thing. I don't know. The dude scored 40 points in an NBA Finals game.
Right. Let him play.
He's
been hot. He's like just coming off a hot streak. Let him play.
When Drew Holiday in your team in scoring and you have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Damian Lillard all on the court at the same time, and you're going to Drew Holiday to score, we have a problem.
Right. Well, but of course, then you got to look too at the shots taken and shots missed. I mean, KD was what, 1 for 6 from the free throw line or something like that?
From the 3-point line?
Yeah.
For
the 3-point line.
I didn't know that.
3-point line. They were missing. I think he only made 1 3. He got 10 points, right?
Yeah. KD only scored 10 points.
KD only scored 10 points.
And D. Lillard scored 11.
Damian Lillard scored 11 points. And I think Devin Booker only scored 3 or 2?
Yeah.
4 points?
Something like that.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Yeah. I mean, our best players didn't do anything. And I'm not saying Drew Holiday's a bad player.
Oh,
obviously,
I love Drew Holiday. I love Drew Holiday.
But yeah, I mean, you don't think who's the best basketball player in America? Drew Holiday.
Right.
That's not the first thought. It's like, I know obviously, LeBron and Steph and
KD, James
well,
Harden,
right, but
Westbrook.
LeBron and Steph turned down invites.
Yeah. Harden, Westbrook, Kyle
Harden,
Lowry.
Westbrook.
I
Yeah. It feels like though we could have put together a better team. We could have played our best players more, and they could have scored more. And I don't know why they
They
didn't.
could have
I don't
played
know
harder.
why none of those things happened.
This sums. If you didn't watch, did you watch the game, Josiah?
I did not get to.
Okay, this is going to explain everything to you. So we played France, and Evan Fournier, who's an NBA player, and Rudy Gobert, who's an NBA player. They play on that team, and they did very well. I really like them. Rudy Gobert wins Defensive Player of the Year all the time, seems like. Evan Fournier comes, I would say, a good six man, comes off the bench, maybe a good point guard, controls the game. Fournier went off, torched us. And then this is what this play happened. Okay. There's a loose ball, like a shot. France shoots the ball, comes off the rim. Do we box out? Do we get the rebound? No. We have a bunch of 7-footers out there. We don't get the rebound. It's tipped around. The ball is rolling out of bounds. We call that a loose ball, right? No one has possession of it.
Right.
What does the U.S. Team do? They watch. They watch the ball. What does France do? The closest guy sprints his butt off, dives for the ball, hits it in to Evan Fournier. His teammate catches it, nails a three. It was towards the end of the game, basically sealed the game. And once that happened, I said, you can have great. They deserve to win.
Well, I mean, what it sounds like is America just didn't want to win.
No.
And I don't know why that is, but maybe it's Pop, maybe he isn't inspiring that mindset in his players for the international stage. I don't know.
No,
but,
we need a leader.
Yeah. I hate to see us losing in basketball. And, I feel like we shouldn't be. So come on, America, figure it out. West Nile virus is officially calling for America to figure it out. Which means they have to.
U.S. basketball.
So U.S. basketball specifically. I mean, I'm not saying America's got it figured out in general either, but
all right. So that is our basketball rant. Let's move on to college football, Josiah.
Football.
We're very passionate about the United States, but we are very passionate about college football.
College football. This is what we have watched since we were kids, right?
Yes.
Since we were 3 years old. My dad, that's whatever. So I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. That's for later. That's for another show.
Okay.
I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. He is a Fresno State Bulldogs. You can see all the memorabilia behind
Not
him,
Josiah's
actually.
dad, me.
Yeah, him, not my dad. My dad is out of this conversation completely.
Okay.
He is a Fresno State Bulldogs fan. So we're both Bulldogs fans, but different Bulldogs. And so that give you a kind of a base standpoint for our outlook. But joining the conversation today about college football is Oklahoma and Texas are joining the SEC. Okay. So that's the big thing that's happening. Oklahoma and Texas are joining the SEC. I think it's pretty much official at this point.
I think they're not joining until 2025, I believe.
Okay. So they're joining, but a few years down the line.
Yes.
So Oklahoma and Texas are going to join the SEC. Contracts written, it's set in place. That's what's happening. Weird. People are not super excited about this.
No. Are you excited? Because you are an SEC fan. Are you excited about this?
See, that's the thing. I'm an SEC fan. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I'm confused. Like,
why?
Honestly, I'm just genuinely confused. I don't understand why. I mean, I understand why from an Oklahoma and Texas standpoint. Obviously, the SEC has probably, the most fans just in general.
There's the most money in the SEC for sure.
There's the most money in the SEC. Exactly. You got Alabama, you got Georgia, you got Florida, you got
LSU,
Texas A&M, LSU, yeah, South Carolina. I mean, South Carolina's been terrible for years, and they still probably, sell most of their tickets.
Yeah.
And same for Tennessee.
Mhm.
It's SEC ball has a lot of money in it. So I understand why Oklahoma and Texas want to join from their college's standpoint. Why does the SEC want them? Is what I want to know. I mean, I guess also from a money standpoint, but
That's what I would say. Their fan base, Texas and Oklahoma's fan base, are also huge.
right. So now we're taking the SEC, and we've already got huge conference, most money. Now we're adding in two more huge fan bases. So it's a money thing, right? And that's what it is. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have the SEC. We already added Missouri, which was why did we add
that's
Missouri?
my argument. That's my argument. Look what happened when Missouri joined. Have they been good?
No,
Thank you.
they're terrible. Missouri is horrible. We've got, and that's one thing about the SEC, right? So as a SEC fan, when Georgia loses, okay, obviously until Georgia loses, I'm cheering against all the other SEC teams.
Right.
But once Georgia loses, I want to cheer for the other SEC teams. It's like, I don't know, conference pride, right?
Right.
So for you, I bet you cheer for the Mountain West teams.
As much as I hate Boise, as much as I hate Boise, the second they're in a huge bowl game, I have to.
Right. It's like we want more games for our conference.
Right.
So
better recruits, more money. That's
exactly. If you can put the Mountain West Conference on the map, it helps Fresno State.
Right.
So from that standpoint, why add Missouri? It's not like they had a crazy big fan base. I'm confused as to why we added Missouri. And now we're going and adding more teams when the last team we added is terrible. And I just don't understand it. I mean, why are we adding more teams? We don't need more teams in the SEC. But then the biggest problem is this happens. All this news comes out. Texas, Oklahoma joining the SEC. Big news, big news. Now there's rumors, very widespread rumors, that Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, and Florida State are all in talks or wanting to be in talks with the SEC about joining the SEC and making a 20-team super conference.
Yes.
What is that?
Okay. This is what so I come from the perspective of group of five of what they could like quote group
there's
of five.
There's Power Five and then Group of Five,
right.
Which is like Power Five is supposed to be the better teams. It's mostly just the higher money teams.
Yes.
And
so just being labeled Group of Five ticks me off. And so this is where, if you've made it this far in the podcast, this is where Josiah and I argue a lot. Is college football. We will kill. No, we've made it this far. So I get annoyed because there's a simple solution to all these things. Get rid of the college football playoff. This is that easy, in my opinion. Okay. We need, I think the biggest trophy that you should be able to win is your conference championship. So this is what it's like. Okay. We had BCS. Okay. And I know Josiah and I think we disagree on this. I'm pretty sure we do. We had BCS and everyone hated the BCS. Why? Well, there's controversy everywhere. We're the number one team. This is the number one team. Everyone's claiming national titles here and there. Okay. We're going to go to the playoff and settle this. Okay. 4 teams. Okay. So we take an undefeated Alabama. We take a 1-loss Georgia who only lost to Alabama. Right. So we got to take Georgia. So SEC teams. We take an undefeated Oklahoma. We take an undefeated Ohio State. Okay. What happens with the undefeated UCF, the undefeated Fresno State, undefeated Boise, undefeated Cincinnati, Houston? Well, they get gypped because of their schedule, so what does that tell me? It doesn't matter who Fresno State plays. They are not making it in unless we play Alabama, Georgia, USC, Stanford in our 4 non-conference games and beat them and then go undefeated. And then maybe we have a shot. Okay. So that's the problem with the playoff. Now, maybe we can't expand it and change that. And hopefully, and I think there's rumors that they will.
I believe there are seriously considering changing it to, I believe it was a 12 team.
That would be good.
Is what they're talking about.
But even then, I still like the idea. There's two ideas, but here's my favorite idea. First, I'll get into my second later, and you can throw things around, Josiah, and hopefully the listeners can email us, and I piss a lot of people off, and they can tell me about it. I think that we should get rid of the playoff. We can still have bowl games, but the biggest thing that you can win, conference championship, right? So you could play 4 non-conference games for like preseason. That's like preseason. You get into your conference, and and then what really is pulling recruits, I don't know people, because recruiting is a big reason why people, they want to do certain things, this and that, money, right? TV things. But if you can hype up your rivalry games, right? That's huge. Your local television stations are going to pick it up. I mean, ESPN has, I think ESPN and national television has completely ruined college football. But I think you should win your conference championship. That should be the biggest title you win. And then if you want to get invited to a bowl game, if people want to invite other teams to bowl games, you could pick, right? Oh, we have 3 invites to different bowl games. We're going to go there. Or, the Rose Bowl says, okay, we are inviting Pac-12, Big Ten. That's who we're inviting, winners. And you go play. And there's a parade. And they do that. I think that is amazing. But sorry, Josiah, I'm still going. The bad thing. So I think all this is bad. The reason is because we're going to take all the good the best teams, and throw them into one conference, right? As the super conference, the 20-team conference, the rumors. And Oklahoma and Texas are joining, which we got to get used to that. And I think this is bad. Unless there's legislation there's rumors that legislation is being passed in Texas that they're not going to let them go, or things like that, or being introduced. Legislation is being introduced. But what's going to happen, what I think is going to happen with these super conferences, is that all the money is going to go there. All those games are going to be aired on national television, and teams like Fresno State, or even teams, let's just say the Pac-12, because I'm sure that there's going to be, once the super conference happens, then there's going to be another super conference, right? So now we have 40 teams, 2 super conferences, 40, 40, I don't know, 40 teams and that's going to be the only thing that matters. So if everything continues like it is, what's going to happen is we will have the English football system, and we will have tiers. That's the only way we could fix it if we continue on this super league stuff, super conference things. So you will have,
so you have promotion and relegation. Just punch my mic.
Yeah. What do you hate that? What do you do to you? But yeah, so if we continue along these lines, we will end up with a tiered system, which I'm not against.
I think that would be interesting for college football. And at that point, you could even add in FCS teams.
Yep.
As well as FBS teams. I mean, you
D3
could
in AIA. I mean, doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. Then it would just be a different tier. I think that would be very interesting, but I don't think.
Oh, no, it'll never happen.
That will ever happen. So from a standpoint of what could actually happen, I think with the standpoint of Texas and Oklahoma are joining the SEC, that's set in stone.
Yes.
The best thing that can happen is just expand the playoff, and which I hope they do, because if they expand the playoff, then all those other teams that UCF who's claiming, oh, we're national champions because we were undefeated, but then they didn't play in the playoff. Mm-hmm. So they I think the best thing is to expand the playoff. I think the 12 teams is good, because then you can take, how many conferences are there? There's what? 8
10
conferences? 10 conferences? Okay. So let's say there's 10 conferences.
And independents, I think there might be 11. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, who cares about independents?
Well, Notre Dame, you got to
join a conference.
True.
Well, no, I think what they do is they should take all the conference champions.
Mm-hmm.
And then take the two next best.
I'm totally down for that.
And those independents, you don't get a free berth just because you're independent. That doesn't count as a conference. You right. have to be one of the next best.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's what they should do. I don't know if that's
I
what
think
they'll
that's a
do.
great alternative. They take every conference winner, and I think because they say that they will be rewarding their conference champions, but I don't feel like the conference champions recently have been since the playoff they've been rewarded. So or
Well, yeah,
awarded.
exactly.
Sorry,
It
did I
sucks.
just say
It sucks.
rewarded?
Yes. But what
Awarded.
sucks is
Awarded.
yeah, if you, Fresno State, if your team, if y'all win the Mountain West
Uh-huh.
championship, then you get nothing.
Right.
No one is even going to look at that because the Mountain West, I mean, whether or not, either of us like it. Goodness, sorry.
We've never talked this much in our life.
Yeah, this is a lot. But whether or not either of us like it, the Mountain West just isn't watched by people outside the Mountain West.
Right.
It's just never got to that stage. I mean, you had good teams, but you don't year to year have Alabama,
Right. No, nobody
so
does.
no, well, yeah. It's screw Alabama, but they're too good. No, but yeah, no, I mean, it's just you don't get a chance at stuff. And so you don't get the recruits, you don't get the money, blah, blah, blah. So if you could at least have that one team competing every year, then that would put the Mountain West Conference on the national stage at least once every year. You have a big game at least once every year, and say the Mountain West champion has the worst record, right? Out of all the teams. So now they're playing Alabama first game in the playoffs because Alabama's got the best record. Say, I don't know, Alabama's quarterback gets injured, they pull off the upset. That's crazy. Now you've got a lower, viewed Mountain West team just beat Alabama. Let's see what happens. Maybe they carry that momentum into the national championship. Who knows? It'll be a few rounds and maybe they'll get beat, but at least they have a chance to prove themselves. And when you have those guys saying, well, hey, all these recruits, they're like, well, I want to go to Fresno State, but, I got offered by Alabama or Georgia. And especially now with the NIL rules where they can learn, or earn money.
Right.
It's like, it would be dumb for them to go to a place where they can't make money. But when you get that chance to play the Alabama every year, you get a chance is like, if you win your conference, well, now you have the national stage. I think it equalizes stuff a lot more.
Yes.
They need to take all the conference champions.
I will leave it with this. The United States is founded upon equal opportunity, not equal outcome. Right.
Right.
And college football is based upon equal outcome for the most part, because due to money. If you make the most money, you're going to get the outcome you want for the most part. You get better players, better coaches, blah,
whatever. Yeah.
Down the line. It needs to go back to equal opportunity.
Yeah,
absolutely. And not only college football.
Right. Well, yeah. And okay. And so the interesting thing is you had talked about, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to refrain from that. We'll leave that discussion for another day. But
we do have one more thing to jump into if we want to end it. Final view, Texas and Oklahoma joining SEC. Good, bad, or are you still undecided?
I'm undecided. I'm leaning towards bad because just too many teams, man. But I've seen a lot of people proposing, as far as the Power 5 conferences go, just getting rid of the Pac-12 completely and forming 4 16-team conferences. I've seen a lot of people suggesting this. I don't know how that would go. That'd be weird.
Not good. It's totally bad idea to be jumping around conferences now. I'm not a fan.
It's weird. It's definitely they've been changing the rules so much recently, and it's definitely weird. So I'm undecided, but I'm leaning towards bad right now.
If you're gonna change it, it's got to be equal opportunity for everybody. I
agree.
That's all I can say.
In terms of fairness, we need to. That's what
I know. Life ain't fair, but we got to have equal opportunity.
Exactly.
All right. Last but not least, we're going to end today's show with the Gold Cup. If you're not familiar with the Gold Cup, I'm sure a lot of people are not familiar with the Gold Cup. The Gold
Right.
Cup is a soccer competition in the CONCACAF region. So that is Canada down to the last country before South America, which I believe is Panama.
Speaking of which, real quick, CONCACAF stands for the Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football.
Perfect. Oh, perfect. I should have looked that up. So you have the Caribbean, Central America, and North America. That makes the CONCACAF. This is their tournament. So, like, if you are familiar with UEFA, which is the European Football Association, I believe they just had the Euros, their big European championship, and who won that?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. It's huge.
I'll look it up.
It's huge, and it wasn't France.
Italy.
It was
Italy won.
That's right. Oh,
Italy won in penalties.
That's right.
England.
Against England. So this is the CONCACAF version. The United States plays in it. We are in the semifinals, I believe. We just beat Jamaica 1-0. The weird thing is, and the game against Jamaica was crazy. We won 1-0 with a header. We scored by a header. Matthew
in the
Hoppe?
83rd minute. Yeah, Hoppe.
And
he was, by the way, I was watching the game and they had two guys for about, it had to be 5 or 6, maybe longer minutes standing on the sideline waiting to be subbed in. And I believe the announcers were like, oh, they're going to take out Hoppe. He's not doing very well. And he wasn't. He was doing really poorly. Okay. So he was about to be taken out of the game. And he scored a header in the 83rd minute.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm happy with our United States men's soccer team. But we are proceeding to play Qatar or Qatar. I'm not exactly sure how that is pronounced. Yeah, I say Qatar. But they are not in Central America, North America, or the Caribbean. So Josiah and I had to do some research. What in the heck is going on? Why are they here? And they're in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Qatar's they are hosting the FIFA World Cup in 2022 next year. And so they are, and the rule is if you host, you get an automatic bid into the World Cup. Doesn't matter how bad your team is or how good your team is. You get to play. So Qatar is building up their team for the World Cup, and they want to be in as many competitions as they could to get better. And I respect that.
Right.
They won, I believe they won the Asia competition. And now they're playing in the CONCACAF, and they are in the semifinals, and we play them. So I'm excited for this because we don't get to play this team almost ever. We don't get to play Qatar.
Right. Yeah. No.
So, and it's going to be good competition for our boys. We have a young squad that they brought. So just like the Olympics, we were talking basketball, they get to choose and send out invites. The U.S. soccer team does the same. We get to invite players, United States players. We brought a heavy MLS side. So Major League Soccer, the U.S. Soccer League, we brought a bunch of young guys.
I did notice Pulisic wasn't on the team. I'm a little confused, but
that's why. Because they played in another competition and won, like all the studs, and now they're they brought a few veteran guys and a bunch of young guys from the MLS.
Well, that's great. I mean,
yes.
And that's one thing about U.S. soccer that has frustrated me for a long time. Our player development, it's terrible, and it's a large part because once again, it has been, yeah. So much of American sports is founded on just money. It's very frustrating to watch all these possibly good young soccer players that just can't join because it costs thousands of bucks a year to play on a good team and get trained. So
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
it's a dream of Josiah, a dream of mine, a dream of Josiah's to get to a place where we can influence good sport, like good athletes to go after their dreams without them paying money. Because we think the best athletes should be on the brightest stages. A lot of people say that they are found, and a lot of them are in basketball and football world. In the soccer world, no, they are not.
Absolutely not, because we know, right, from just a baseline standpoint. Once again, I mean, we know America's got great athletes all over the place, and for instance, Odell Beckham Jr. If soccer had been bigger than football in our in our country, he would have been a professional soccer player.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, we've got all these great athletes and none of them are playing soccer because there's no reason to. But I hate to watch every 4 years, watch the World Cup and either, we get knocked out immediately or we don't even make it. We lost to Trinidad and Tobago, tiny, tiny nation.
Uh-huh.
And we're America, we should be winning. So
yeah,
I really hope we can influence the player development. We want to eventually, our dream is to maybe even start a league. Hopefully we can get some teams together and start a league sometime. And if we were able to do that, that would be really fun. We could post all those matches on YouTube.
It's the start of a journey, and
start of a journey right here.
Yeah.
You're gonna witness it.
And thanks for helping us get there. We ask that like we said earlier, leave a review. We want to get better, so let us know how we can get better. What you like, what you didn't like, and if you have any differing opinions or same opinions and you just want to go off of what we said, let us know on iTunes, on YouTube. We're going to be on Spotify, or you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes
or YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, and so go comment and subscribe and share. Word of mouth is big. We love talking to people. That's why we're doing it. And we believe face-to-face interactions are huge. So when you're with your friends, recommend us and tell us what you think and bring up these topics with your friends. Talk about SEC college football and USA basketball and USA soccer and things like that.
Absolutely. Well, so I do have one last question for you, Caleb.
Okay.
We're in the Olympics.
Yes.
If you could add one sport to the Olympics,
oh man,
what sport would you add?
Oh man, you threw this on me. I'm really happy they added rock climbing, the racing. I think that's
really cool.
I think that's super cool. If they had to add one sport, I would love to see esports added, specifically the game CS:GO. Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
CS:GO is so fun to watch. I mean,
That
obviously not
or
everybody
Rocket
loves
League.
it, but Rocket League, CS:GO, and League of Legends obviously is a big one. I personally have never enjoyed watching League of Legends, but a lot of people do. It's a big one. But yeah, I would love to see esports as well. My other contender is oh crap, I forgot.
Oh, this huge buildup, and now there's nothing.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. I literally completely forgot. Well, esports was my original answer. I had a secondary answer, can't remember it. I just thought of a tertiary answer.
Okay.
Which this is not watched anywhere, but it's really cool.
Okay.
And will never be added to the Olympics. I don't remember what it's called either, but I know.
Oh my gosh.
No, okay, I can't remember what the league is called, but what it is it's a bunch of dudes in armor and with giant battle axes and maces and giant swords, and they attack each other. They have like a World Cup version of it too. Like,
oh
genuinely.
My gosh.
And I'll find this league and I'll put a link to it in the YouTube in the description if anyone's wondering what I'm talking about. But
okay, I thought of mine.
Okay, go for it.
Tug of war. I love to watch tug of war. Just the biggest men's and women's, the biggest people in every nation, and just go for it.
That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun.
Then you probably just have a lot of Japanese sumo wrestlers just laying on the ropes. Yeah, I dare you to pull this. Yeah.
Well, but what about Iceland though? They got all those strong men.
The Vikings.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We have The Rock and Chuck Norris. It's over.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, do you know who Brian Shaw is?
No.
He's he's won World's Strongest Man a few times, but let me tell you how big this man is. He is 6'8", 435 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Of pure muscle. The man is terrifying. You have to look up a picture of him after we end this.
Okay, what's his name one more time for everybody?
Brian Shaw. He's won World's Strongest Man a few times from America. Funny guy too. Love him. But yeah, he
All right, well that's gonna do it for us. Go look up Brian Shaw. We kind of gave you already the lowdown, the closing segment. So I just want to thank you guys, and we're gonna be on this journey for a while, every day to be exact.
Every day. We will be posting every day. We will post a introduction video, so like just get to know us a little bit, and we might also post a separate thing. I'm not sure yet, but we might post a weekly schedule video, so just letting you know what we're doing every day, and we will also be updating that if we change it. So
we reserve
yeah.
the right to change it.
We reserve the right to change. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and yeah, leave a comment. See y'all.